time the beat drop.
Good evening, everybody. We are live. This is Save and Continue. We are coming to you from the lovely Interwebs studios in New York. I'm joined by Nolan Brummel and our friend Ryan. He's the first time on the show. How you doing, bud?
I'm doing awesome.
Excellent.
Super excited to be here.
His totally legit glasses.
No, my hair looks good too.
I got it all going for me today.
This kid's just proud of himself today. We're coming to you live from New York. We have everything from video games to tech to all that fun stuff you really care about. Lots of information going on. We do a little thing at the start of every show, Ryan, and it's refreshing having you here because you can actually
say something.
Contribute. We start off every show with what are we currently playing? I am still on Hotline Miami 2. I'm assuming you're playing some Minecraft.
And I jumped back into FIFA.
Oh, and you jumped back into... Well, that's a game. That's a big live stream, actually. FIFA's great. It's the only sports game I really play. But yeah, so what have you been playing, Ryan?
Oh, you know what I've been playing. I just picked up an N64 on eBay because I never had one as a kid. So
you never had one at all?
No, I never had one.
Wow.
I know, right? My mom insists that I did, but I was like, nope. So I bought one. Been playing some Super Mario 64. Fantastic.
Yeah, yeah.
I think I have like 10 stars in like 2 hours.
And then you just picked up...
No big deal.
No big deal, you know.
I'm okay at the game. I mean,
a couple of them.
It's whatever. And you got Super Mario Sunshine too, correct?
I did.
Yes!
You look anywhere, Amazon, any of that stuff, it's like $40, $50. Somebody gave it to me for 20 bucks. I was so stoked.
I remember
they didn't even know.
He hits me up online. He goes, Kyle, do you have Super Mario for N64 or Super Mario Sunshine? I said, no, I don't have Super Mario 64, sorry. And anybody that has Super Mario Sunshine is hoarding that for themselves because the game is amazing. I'm so impressed you found it for that kind of cash.
So am I. Actually almost...
Holy moly.
Part of it was to just kind of show you up because you told me like I would never get it. So I'm like, you know what? Now in 24 hours I'm gonna have that game because
I'm gonna beat that game.
Kyle said no, you won't get that.
Well, I'm not being negative, but it's a hard game to find nowadays. That's one of those
a lot of 64 games are.
It's a hard game to find for a good price. I mean, like I said, I found it all over the place for like $50-something, $40, and I mean, he did give it to me in a plastic bag that had no case, but I don't care. It doesn't matter to me.
That's good, though. I'm glad somebody comes on. Have you been playing any new PS4 games at all? Is there anything new? Because I know you've had that console for a bit.
Yeah, I got the PS4, and then I had bought The Last of Us, which was phenomenal.
Oh,
they had that for PS3 too,
well,
so
you had the
everybody knew
remastered
that.
one.
But yeah, it's the remastered one.
Yeah.
But it's better graphics, and there's a couple new things that they threw into it. But that game was one of the most phenomenal games I've ever played.
Yeah.
It was like a whole story, and then like you're halfway through, and you're just like, I feel for these characters, like these guys, like they get hurt, and you're just like, when did I start feeling sentimental towards the characters in the game?
When did I learn to love these people?
And then you're like, I want to get home and finish this movie, this cinematic experience, and it's me. I'm doing it.
I'm making a move.
Exactly.
It's very impressed with yourself. Like, this is me.
I was very impressed.
It's like I'm moving the character with these controllers. Like it's like a video, but it's a game. My God.
No, that was like...
His glasses don't make any smarter.
That was one of those games where I didn't play it too much, really.
No.
Yeah, but I watched a bunch of like plays and like walkthroughs and stuff like that, and like, I don't know. It is a movie.
It really is awesome.
The beauty of that game is that you can sit on the couch and watch it and have justifiably just as much fun because it's a movie. It's like watching Uncharted or anything like that. That's basically just an interactive movie, not in a bad way, just in if anything, more to do. Yeah. Speaking of PS4, have any of you been following up on Mortal Kombat, the new Mortal Kombat? Have you played that at all?
I haven't played it yet. I saw some trailers. My friend actually downloaded it for the PC, but he hasn't showed me. I haven't been down to his house yet to check it out. I really want to go down there.
Yeah, we have a friend of mine just got into live streaming actually. Shout out to Pat Sheehan if he's watching this. He has caught the show a couple times. He started live streaming now, and he's been doing a lot of Mortal Kombat, which is excellent. IDK Your Face on Twitch is his name. So I don't know your face. So that's some really good Mortal Kombat live streaming. So
I don't know your face, so I'ma punch it.
I highly recommend it. But I like Mortal Kombat because no one gets. I'm a terrible fighting game player. I'm just Street
getting
Fighter.
better.
You just hit buttons. You just push buttons. And
I'm a
whatever
button
happens,
masher.
happens. You know, you're just
Totally proud to say that. I'm an absolute button. Soul Calibur was all button mashing. I didn't look at the controller. It was just.
Mortal Kombat's a game you can get away with that too. A
Well,
little
not,
bit.
Not
a little
so
bit.
The older games maybe. I bring it up because it's the only fighting game I actually stand a chance at. The last Mortal Kombat that came out, I was actually somewhat competitive. I could hold my own at it, and they released the game now, Mortal Kombat X, and it's better than the original. It really.
I heard it's phenomenal.
It's
I heard
one of those
it's
games-
fantastic, and I'm like, I'm like good because the other one, I feel like all the other ones were like kind of the same. Like the
Yeah,
very first
yeah, yeah.
ones were
Yeah.
great, you know.
Yeah.
But then like as they kept coming out, like for like the Xbox 360 hits or whatever, they came out with that one or whatever, and that I felt like was almost the same thing. I mean,
Yeah.
I was looking at this one, everyone's like, it's totally different. It's just crazy and awesome. And I'm
It's
like,
a tricky game. It's a tricky game to keep updating because if you change too much of it, you lose what Mortal Kombat is. Like the fighting style is very. I like it because it's not easier, but it's slower. The Mortal Kombat. Like if you play Smash or Street Fighter, then go and play Mortal Kombat, it's gonna feel very slow.
Yeah.
Not easier. It's just a totally
It's
different
strategic.
gameplay. Much more strategic. Like
Yeah.
actually crouching and blocking and jumping and blocking plays a very big part in the game. Maybe that's why I liked it.
yeah, I mean, that's it. Like, cause you know, you go and you hit start, and then you go look at the moves lists. And then you're like,
Yeah.
I'm gonna do this move. Like, no, you're not. You don't have
I'm
any
gonna
time.
do this
You don't
move.
have any time to do that
You mean
move. It's like up,
fatalities.
down, right, square, triangle, and then all of them together at once, and then you perform this super move. It's like, no, you can't get that in.
This is why I like you.
No
Ryan.
time.
This is why I like you because you are excellent at segues. Segueing from that because I brought it up originally because they implemented a microtransaction system in Mortal Kombat, which when they immediately say that scares me because you know all these games now
Yeah.
where it's pay to win and all that stuff. But they did it in a way that was actually very clever and very just fair and beneficial. They have microtransactions where you can pay to get easier button layouts for fatalities. You can pay for easier fatalities. So anybody that plays Mortal Kombat knows to get a fatality in itself is almost a game because it's like you have to master or remember what the actual button combo is, and then left, right, Y, B. You have to hit it in a certain time at a certain
it
pace.
correctly,
It's tricky.
yeah.
It becomes like it becomes like almost like you're proud to nail it. 'Cause you're like,
Yeah.
yes, it's almost better than winning.
It's like an objective.
That's what whoever came up with that was thinking of. He's like, how can I
Yeah.
suck more money from these people? I know. They know they'll never get these moves in because they're impossible. Let's do this.
Final Fantasy was like,
Let's
oh
make
yeah.
them pay for it. Not,
But that's because I was scared because I hate microtransactions. I hate that trend. But games like this and GTA, who you can pay for in-game money for multiplayer, those are the
did it
kind of.
once.
You did that?
I did it to buy a really big apartment.
Sick, you bastard.
My cousin was on. I'm like, you know what I'm gonna do? We're gonna get a big apartment, invite him in, and we're gonna drink and have an awesome time.
I'll agree with you that when GTA came out, like that's all of our friend group could talk about. was
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
hey, I'll see you online tonight, and like having the apartment mattered. Like
Having
we'd be
game,
competitive
gang
with
and
how
stuff.
with what our stats were at. Where like Chris would come online and be like, hey man, we gotta catch up, man. I could swim for like 3 hours and which stuff that rarely matters, but it was amazing. And I like those microtransaction systems. Those where it's done tastefully, I feel like.
A game like GTA, it works really well because it has like its own in-game currency system a little bit.
That's the beauty of it.
But like, you know, if you're gonna throw it into a random game like a Mario or something, it's like,
Yeah.
it's like, well, what's the point?
You can pay for a new Mario hat.
Yeah.
Well,
Change
that's-
his skin.
That's like, correct me if I'm wrong. I believe Team Fortress 2 is a joke now because it's all about hats, like people just collecting hats in the game. And I believe you can pay for hats and stuff. So that's like the best, like the example of like microtransactions sucking people dry out of money. I think.
What's like NHL for PS4? Like I play that, and I have
They have
like
microtransaction for that game.
you can you could buy the cards. So you
Yeah.
do like
Oh,
the
yeah,
ultimate
yeah,
team
That ultimate
thing.
team.
Yes, FIFA.
And
we
you
talked
and
about
I'm like I would never do that. But then like my team is losing. I'm like, how can I make my team better?
I
I'm
would
just
never
gonna
do
buy
that.
this super awesome pack, and then you get nothing, and you just get so pissed. Like I just spent $15 real to just give them all away.
I haven't been this mad since I collected Pokemon cards.
I'd probably get more out of my money if I went and bought a pack of Pokemon cards
Sure.
because at least I would get like some childhood
real.
dream like some childhood memories along with it.
No, you
Like,
can
oh,
you can
sweet.
hold it. You can hold
Exactly.
it. It's physical. It's
I'm not even
real.
mad about
I
this
know.
energy card.
Have you ever spent money on a microtransaction at all? Or like have you spent money on something for a video game that was just totally
In-game?
frivolous and unnecessary? Because I haven't in a game, but I will admit that I've spent, and arguably it's stupider, clothing for my Xbox avatar.
Yeah.
See, that's what I've bought like skins
$6 or $7
and different stuff like
buying
that.
like Quicksilver, like tank tops for my guy.
Then you can like have a snowboard. It's like all my friends that play Xbox will know I snowboard now because my avatar has a snowboard, even though they all know I do it.
I like he's like your Xbox friends. Like.
Well, those are the only friends I have. So what do you mean? Those are the only ones I have.
My friend that I've never met must be a surfer because he's got Quicksilver. My character, I think I've surfed twice in my life. My character was a surfer. Just goes to show you the honesty and integrity of the internet. Continuing off of GTA, a lot of live streamers have been getting into some trouble lately because GTA 5 recently came out for PC, and of course it's one of like, the main games live streamers are jumping to immediately. And it almost seems silly for professional live streamers to do this. They're getting in trouble because they're actually live streaming their desktop as they download GTA because the download rate takes such a long time. It's a huge file load. But they're streaming themselves as they upload or install the game, and they're putting their keys, the key that you get to download the game, on the screen. So people watching the live streams have been stealing keys. They would watch the live stream, turn right to their Xbox or whatever, or their PC, sorry, and they would immediately enter the stream. And now there's a bunch of live streamers that are like emailing Rockstar, like, "Hey, kind of got my keys stolen, even though I purchased the game." And I wouldn't be shocked if they didn't give them their money back because it just seems like
why would you put
your job is to live stream. Like, I think one of those things is like make sure no personal information comes up on screen. I did it once on this show. And I had to, we did Google Earth, and I searched my address, and as I was searching, I was like, wow, probably shouldn't have done that. Like,
well, there's a satellite image of my house on the internet.
That's my car, that's my, my license plate's there, that's super. And,
that's like,
good, I'm typing my social security number in my phone, you can see it. That's great,
it's like getting a new credit card and just being like, check it out, just got the new credit card. You want to see the back?
Nobody's stealing it. Look at this. Did you guys see the security go in the back? No, it's 867.
This, that. I think I saw that on Facebook or something. Somebody did that.
You can head over to my Tumblr to get my social security card and all the other information you need to keep in my life. Actually, I cut you off. You brought up NHL. You wanted to bring that up. What's that about? What's that? We'll talk about that and then go to break. So.
All right. Yeah. No. I mean, anybody who plays that game like knows all the struggles with it. Is like this next gen system comes out and then NHL comes out and everybody wants it because it's going to be crazy awesome. But they gave like half a game. They took out all these game modes. And they waited for like a couple months till you could download them. They were free.
So how many NHLs have you played before? Like, are you like an avid fan
11, 12, 13, 14. Like, I play them all the time.
Okay.
Like, I do them almost every year.
Then, yeah.
So, like, and then when this next gen one comes out, you're like, oh, it's going to be amazing. And then it's like, the graphics are better, obviously. Like, that's what's going to happen in the next gen consoles. But
hopefully.
Yeah, exactly. But like the mechanics, like the passing is like off, and I know someone would be like, "Oh, you suck at passing," but no, I know I'm good at passing. I can pass. I know when to pass.
I think I said the same thing when FIFA came out because they changed like the system is like the ball is its own entity now. And I was sucking at it. I'm just like, new FIFA's terrible. Like, I hate it.
I wonder.
They ruined it.
I mean, I haven't read up too much on NHL, but I wonder if it's just EA's newest installment of forcing the Infinity system into every.
Probably. I mean, it's probably them it's probably them forcing things on the next one too that's going to come out because they're like, oh, they're going to hate this game, and then they're going to be like, that means the next one is going to be phenomenal because they're paying no attention to this, which means they're putting all their attention to the next one. And now we're all going to buy it because I'm going to buy it in the second it comes out.
That is my exact logic for Assassin's Creed Unity when it came out because the game came out, it was terrible, flawed with glitches and everything. Everyone was just complaining, and then it leaked that they had already like almost completed the next Assassin's Creed series when they were already promising like DLC and updates to the game. I feel like the game came out, they're like, well, this is just not salvageable. Like, let's just leave them with their turd, and next year we'll have a polished turd for you.
I think they were also trying to come out with the release of the next gen consoles.
I mean, Assassin's Creed is on a yearly basis. They've been releasing games every year for a while now, so that's no excuse for quality because they've been pumping out good games. Brotherhood, the second one was fantastic. Really, Unity and maybe Assassin's Creed were the only weak ones in the title. I heard only great things about Black Sails.
Yeah, I never played Black
Sails.
So
I can't believe I haven't played that game yet. That really is.
Those are other movie-like games. Like when I first bought the first one, I was like, oh, this is amazing. I beat it, and then I wanted the next ones, but then I just just forgot about them. Like there were so many came out that I'm playing online now with the other ones, and I forget about the story. Then the next one comes out, and I'm like, oh, well, I have to finish the other one. Then the next one comes out, I'm like, I have to buy the other one and finish the one before that.
I'm
So
so
it's like,
behind.
I don't know what to do. I don't even know
I'll just go to Redbox.
That whole
and pay,
timeline's
like,
already so confusing. It's like,
screw
I don't care what the Templars are doing.
I
Just,
don't even want to play anymore. Like,
I'm running
I don't
around
know.
climbing things.
Screw it. I'm playing Mario Kart. I don't want to think that.
I'm buying an N64. Forget these next gen stuff.
That's amazing. Though. I mean, it's like what you just said about that. Like, oh man, I didn't finish this one. I gotta finish that, then play that one. Oh, I haven't bought that copy yet. Like that was Assassin's Creed for me. It was like I was like
That's what I'm
wrapping up
talking about.
Brotherhood, and I was like, I haven't even bought in the last one yet. And the new one after that's coming out. Like crap. Eventually, I just lied and said I played it. That was the only reason I played Mass Effect, the game. I hated Mass Effect 1. I bought it and I played it because I wanted the sweatshirt without being a poser. They had a great N7 sweatshirt. And anybody that hears me right now goes, justifiable. It's totally understandable he played that game for that sweatshirt. Because I don't want to be a poser. And then I ended up loving the second one and third one and ended up being one of my favorite series.
You're like
Mass
the guy-
Effect 2 is my favorite video game
Like the
of
guy
all
who
time.
drinks a case of Monster just to get the hoodie and send in the tan smell.
That's it. No shame. No shame at all. If you saw the sweatshirt, Ryan, you would not be making fun of me right now.
I'm sorry.
Because it was like, great, you should have pulled.
I apologize.
Anyway, we're gonna take
I'm gonna
we're
get
take a
the
quick break. Yeah, we're gonna take a quick break.
I'm gonna play the game by the sweatshirt.
When we come back, we got some more talk. We're gonna talk about the Star Wars celebration. Started off today and is running until Sunday, and they have tons of information out.
The party
If you haven't
don't
seen the trailer
stop.
yet,
The party don't stop.
it's Anaheim. And we got some more Mario Kart information. We got tons of new stories about Doctor Who, Battlefront stories, and a whole lot more. When we come back, short break. Save and continue. Stay with us. Don't touch that stream button. We'll be right back.
Hey, this is Chris Dick, and if InRavio.com spots you at an event wearing this bracelet, they will give you $100.
The world of advertising has changed. Radio, TV, and newspaper revenues have declined drastically. Why? Because businesses have realized that advertising return on investment isn't what it used to be. So what can we do about it? Well, that's easy. Advertise online. Own a local restaurant, real estate agency, or even a national retail chain? Whatever your business, InRavio can get your message out there. And we can do it at a fraction of the cost. Call today and see the difference for yourself. This isn't TV. This isn't radio. This is InRavio.com. For over 60 years, Hanson Carpet has put the customer first, providing only the finest quality products and service. And Hanson Carpet is so much more than just carpet. We also carry a wide selection of window blinds and shades, and our licensed and insured technicians can service any of your flooring or window covering needs. Browse our huge selection of laminate, carpet, linoleum, vinyl, and tile. Stop by our showroom today or visit HansonCarpet.com. No matter what your project, Hanson Carpet has got you covered.
Hey, we're back. Save and continue live. Thank you so much for hanging with us.
Oh, sorry, I was just busy texting.
No,
I got a busy
I'm
life.
actually checking all of our information and making sure we are still active. But yes, so we got lots of stuff to talk about. Sorry, I'm sort of those. So Star Wars Celebration started today. Big freaking deal because they released a lot. The second trailer got released, which is these guys got to catch up before we came on the air. Yep. If you haven't seen it yet, you need to go because the trailer one was great. It was really cool to see all the ominous shots and stuff. But this is where we actually got to see you hear the voices, see the characters, and actually get a sense of like the gravity of epicness that's going to be.
And what the story's going to be a little too.
Yeah,
the first one was just like, these
Yeah.
are really cool shots that we can do now because it's 2015.
I mean, that's just that's just teasers as a whole, man.
Yeah.
You know, like that's just what they do. I was actually reading interesting on that how teasers, or people are like claiming that teasers are just totally unnecessary. It's like marketing for marketing, and that it's just like a really bad business practice. That
Why
just
do
breeds.
you put bread on a table when you go to a restaurant?
Exactly, it's a great point. But I thought, because I had told you to hold back on it before we talked about it because I want to save it for the show. We had a conversation about one of the main concerns everyone had for Star Wars, at least from a lot of people I heard, was whether or not it was going to be heavily reliant on CGI. Because the original Star Wars did not do that. Obviously, the capabilities were much, much more limited. But what I thought was interesting, and maybe it doesn't actually guarantee it, but it really made me feel better about it, was you remember the rolling ball droid in the trailers that they showed? It was in the first trailer, the second one, it was just rolling really quick. That wasn't CGI. The robot's name is BB-8. It's a character in the series, and it was announced at the celebration because they announced the trailer at the convention at a panel by having the actual robot roll onto the screen, or roll onto the stage. So that little robot you seeing scurrying past the screen, which I thought for sure was just really good CGI, is actually a real animatronic like droid. So the fact that that exists, I mean, it doesn't point to the show being, or the movie being totally live action and no CGI at all, but it makes me feel a lot better about it. Because that's a small, I mean, I know it's a character, but that's something they could have easily CGI
Phoned in,
green screen
yeah.
and phoned in. And the fact that they made that real, it makes me feel better. Maybe it shouldn't, but it really does.
I mean-
I don't know, because this is my baby. Like, Star Wars is, I might as well have just, like, it might have came out of the womb with me at this point. Like, I really have, like, just a deep love for it.
If there was a movie to kind of start to bridge the gap back into like actual like live action and physical costumes and stuff, it probably would be a Star Wars relaunch. Because that's like what you were saying earlier. It looked CG before CGI was like something that anybody had even thought about.
Yeah,
really.
I'm hoping that, because Star Wars, it's one of those movies that when this gets released, it could like potentially add a rupture as far as what the current movie trends are going. Because I love the comic book movies. Like, I'm so excited for Civil War and everything, but there's just so many of them. The market is just so saturated, and I'm really hoping when Star Wars gets released, it's kind of like the beginning of an era of space operas, like more space operas. I want to see epic space like stories with crazy soundtracks, and I want Star Wars clones. I want a ton of Star Wars clones. Like, I won't mind if it's exactly the same. You can name the character Rubaka, and I would be totally okay with that, as long as there are more Star Wars.
Just whatever they make, you just be like on board.
Sure.
You wouldn't be like, this is a little
standalone-
ridiculous. You're like, no, shut up. This is Star Wars. I don't care what they do.
There's a lightsaber. I love it.
They could have a standalone Jar Jar Binks movie, and I would go and
Don't
see
go
that
too
opening
far.
night. I'm not kidding at all. Totally authentic. And I hate that character. But it was a lot of information. They had a live stream going on for the whole show, so it was really cool to see everything happening. They released a bunch of leaked photos, which I tried to get up, but my MacBook just crapped out on me. But yeah, they released a bunch of posters, which look really old school too. It's not like it looks almost like they intentionally made them 1990s, 1980s-esque, where it's kind of like painted almost, like matte style. It's really cool. It's like a throwback almost. But they announced a bunch of smaller things with it. They've announced official iPhone emojis of stormtroopers and Chewbacca and stuff.
Ooh, I want those.
Wow.
Yeah, right. I was.
That's
saying
how
that.
that's how I got James with the prank. So
Yeah, right.
it's funny that actually came through.
Stormtrooper, like different types of stormtroopers, or just give me
They
like the
have the
one
new
stormtrooper face.
The new
And then-
Stormtrooper face. It's,
Oh,
it's a
okay.
head-on of
Alright.
the new design where we showed it a couple
Gotcha.
shows ago, I believe. So yeah, they're gonna have that, and they had a bunch of this. They had a Star Wars Battlefront banner, which was coming out, which looks great. I really wish they're gonna be releasing more information on that throughout the week. But I
Do a little
really
roly
wish.
robot go like through the screen, like when you text
Roly
somebody.
robot?
Just, that little roly one, whatever you. Would you say it was the
funny?
R89 or what? I don't know what you call
I
it.
tweeted to people to watch the show tonight, and I hashtagged Star Wars Celebration. What came up? An emoji of the little roly guy.
Did it?
Non-voluntarily. It just pops
Did it
up.
like?
when
Did
you
it
hashtag-
move across
No,
like the
no,
screen?
no.
Oh,
That
see,
would
that
be
should be like a thing for like
No.
a Facebook emoji for like a birthday. It comes by with a banner. It's like happy
That'd
birthday
be cool.
as it rolls by.
Oh,
as
dude.
it rolls by.
I wish you could like hack it so that it just goes across someone's desktop no matter what they're doing. Like, I'm not even plugged into the internet. How is this happening right now? Dude, it was really cool.
It'll be like
It's
the
adorable.
paperclip in Word, but it'll just be like the roly.
Yeah.
How can I help you?
You just
Get outta
can't
here.
escape it.
Get here, RX-9.
I liked R2.
Yeah, actually, for anyone interested, they, during the live stream, they actually showed some behind-the-scenes stuff of a Jimmy Kimmel skit that they were shooting at the Star Wars Celebration. So tonight, 11:30, they're apparently going to have some kind of really cool Star Wars like kind of special skit I don't know. What's that guy's name? His assistant on Jimmy Kimmel? Eduardo or something like that?
Oh, the Spanish guy?
The Spanish guy, yeah. He was like, this is a skit I'm going to be in. And I love him, so I'm excited. But yeah, it was a really cool live stream. And speaking of that, Twitch, because this is our first night on Twitch, because we've been using Ustream for a while, super excited. Right now, which is probably where all the viewers are, there's a big thing happening with this with Old Spice. Old Spice is doing this campaign where they're doing this live Twitch adventure where people can chat in what they want the guy to do in real life. It's like a live action RPG that happens in real time on Twitch, and Twitch users are like entering. It's happening right now, I believe. It's lasting for like 48 hours, and I caught a glimpse of it.
Don't tell them to go somewhere else. What are you doing?
Stay.
Is it a real person?
Terrible. It's terrible.
It's
Don't
really,
even go there.
guys, it's just really bad. But yeah, so I watched a little bit. It's bizarre. I chimed in. It's like an over-the-shoulder GoPro view of this guy, and he's talking to a princess. And a cop eating a donut walks out of the forest, and everyone's just like, beat the cop up. Like, it was really mean stuff. It was either beat the cop up, scream at the cop, poke the cop inappropriately.
Steal his donut.
Steal his donut. He had a donut!
Now you could write like what you want them to do? Or
Yeah, this is happening. Well, in Twitch, you have a live chat that happens at all times, and you can see it as you're streaming. So people were entering in. Twitch is very well known for fan interaction. Like they have Twitch Plays Pokemon where people were entering in left, right, A, B, trying to beat the game Pokemon all together as a group, which they actually did. And they had Goldfish Plays Pokemon where they had a goldfish on a webcam and they had a motion tracker. So when it went to the left side of the screen, it would go left. When it went to the top left, it would hit A. Like really bizarre stuff. Like it was so funny.
We have so much time on our hands. USA?
Yeah, right. People were literally watching a goldfish play Pokemon for like, I sat there for 2 hours.
When was this, last night?
No, this is the fish thing was a while ago. The Old Spice is currently happening. No, it's not. It's over. Don't go to it.
Yes, that's right.
You know what? It's impossible. When you load up Twitch, it's right there. Oh, I've got a question on Twitch. I believe it. So what's this stream about? Save and continue. We're trying to make it about almost entirely video games, but as you can see, that's working out very poorly. So I guess the best way I could say it is nerd culture. But we try to stay as close to video games as we can, but stuff gets off topic. So anything that you got beat up in high school for, that's basically what we're covering.
We'll cover it.
Anything that gave you a real rough time in high school is what we're talking about. So,
if a girl likes it, we probably won't mention it.
Yeah, anything pertaining to women, no, nothing about that. But like, yeah, we get off topic very much. But feel free to talk about stuff all the time. Another thing I want to talk about because we brought it up, and Frankie had, one of our other hosts, Frankie, had no idea what it was. No Man's Sky.
What's that?
Jesus Christ.
Oh wait, that's the
Save
game
yourself.
that you
the
can,
whole
no,
reason
that's
why
that
I
game
bought
where
PS4.
you just do like anything. Can you go like planet to planet?
Yes,
that thing?
yes,
yeah,
yes,
okay,
yes,
I did
yes,
see
yes,
that.
yes.
Yep.
Yeah.
I do know what it is. Yes.
It's that.
I'm so excited. I thought I had nothing to bring to the table.
Can you guys recommend any non-popular games for PS3? Absolutely. You had a PS3, correct?
I did not.
Oh, I had a lot.
I switched
non-popular
Xbox to
games.
PS4.
I mean, I can name the classics, obviously, Shadow of Colossus and all those kinds of things. What was a very underappreciated PS3 game? I'm trying to think off the top of my head, because like that catalog is beyond massive.
Yeah.
I feel like, because I believe there were some Katamari Damacy games that got released for PS3 that no one ended up playing.
I still want to play that Katamari game.
Yeah,
you just
I mean,
roll
it
around and
sounds
collect
weird.
everything in the world. Like I just want to do that, and I can't find that anywhere. That's something I can't find.
It was a great PS3 game. I mean, it's a really the PS3 was a very interesting console. I really liked it a lot. A lot of the games I wanted, was it non-popular? Mag. There you go. The game Mag is a very unpopular PS3 game that I loved. I played it for a while. If you're not familiar, Mag was that game that attempted to, put like 200 people on a map at once and fighting.
Oh, yeah.
And so they had some kind of like ranking system where you could basically, if you were booting up the game for the first time, you were a private. And then if you completed the objectives, you were moved up to sergeant. And when you were moved up to sergeant, you were then in command of several other players who were privates. And the only way that they could gain experience to level up was by not just randomly attacking other players like most people will do in games. It was obeying the objectives given by the sergeant. That's my dream game right there. Like, even if it meant you were a private in the beginning of the game and you had to like just guard a door for the entire match, like that, I don't know, that gets me hyped up, that kind of realism in a game. I would guard a virtual door.
Well, you watched a goldfish for 2 hours. I'm sure you just stand there and just stare at
Your
the
bar
screen.
isn't very high.
That's very true. I did watch a goldfish play Pokemon for 3 or 4 hours, so my attention span is huge, apparently. I've got a lot of PS1 games that I have for my PS. What are some PS1 games that are good? You know that?
PS1 games?
Classic. Gex
Everything.
64 was one of my favorite PlayStation 1
You really
games
couldn't go
of all
wrong
time.
with PS1.
Spyro, the dragon was
Dude,
amazing.
you really can't go
I
wrong
love
with
Spyro.
PS1.
You really couldn't.
No.
The Zoid series, they made the game adaptation of the anime Zoids. Love that for some reason.
Resident Evil.
Resident Evil is
That's
great.
my all-time. The first Resident Evil, the second one, like the ones for PlayStation.
Yeah.
They were just phenomenal. I don't even care. I still play them. Like I have the new remade ones, and they're
Yeah.
awesome. But I go back and I play it because I want to see pixelated blood. I love it. It's just like.
That's what I loved about because I played the GameCube remake first before I played the PlayStation one,
Really?
and I had such a hard time with it because it was just I was really hard with those kind of puzzle games and stuff.
Yeah.
So I had a friend of mine who had been playing the game since PS1 come over. He's like, "Don't worry, bro. Like I know all
got
the
this."
puzzles." He sat down for 20 minutes. It was lightning out at night, which is the best part. And he sits down. He didn't see the GameCube graphics yet, and he's just like, "Screw this, I'm done." And he's like, "What? Like, what do you mean?" He's like, "Google what a PS1 Resident Evil game looks like." And I was like, "Oh my god!" Like you're at the pixels
And
and
the
stuff.
controls too. Like I used to because my dad got me. My dad bought it when he, when
Yeah.
I was really young. He just really, oh, hey, let's try this. And
This is
we-
appropriate for you.
And I would this would be that would be like what I would look forward to at night. And I would sit on the couch and I'd watch him play. And I hated when he would stop.
Were you the kind of person that played horror games at night? Like you had to accept
Oh, he would play it after
environment?
dinner. He would turn it on. He would play, and I would sit there and I'd watch him. And I'm
Yeah.
like sitting there, and I'm like, oh, there's the key for that. The new door. And we would like go through the door. It's like, what's in here? And it's just like a million things that'll just kill you in 5
That's
seconds.
cool.
Like,
I never got to play games with my parents. I always wanted to do that. I got to play Cruising USA with my mom a little bit.
kept trying to
Yeah,
get into
the steering wheel because she
steering
was
wheel.
like, "It's like a real car." This was 2005. But Crash Bandicoot, good one. Was it Rock Animal 90? Crash. We were just talking about
Crash,
that.
I was
before
just
we did
talking
the
about
show.
that. I was just playing that like a couple days ago. I
On
gotta say.
PS1?
Yeah,
That's
I
awesome.
still have. Yeah, I have all. I want all like an arsenal of all these dumb old games they used to
Yeah.
play.
I
And I was
liked,
playing all the Crash Bandicoots. They were so fun.
Yeah, they were.
The Crash Bandicoot like kart game, the racing game, when they made a racing version.
Crash Team Racing.
Loved
I
it.
have that
was
too.
Great.
Yeah, I've got that. I was playing that the day
I
me and my
think
girlfriend were playing.
A lot of those racing clones are better than the real ones. Like I consider Diddy Kong
Oh.
Racing a clone of Mario
Mario.
Kart basically, and I think that's just
Superior.
sky levels above
Yeah,
that.
so do I.
Somehow.
Yeah.
But
So you-
you're still playing PS1. That's
I
awesome.
play PS1 all the time.
I
I'm
said
trying
we,
to think
we
what-
have an old school Atari in the studio that we cannot get to work, and they were like, maybe you can put it on set, and I was like, oh, or maybe I could play it. It's just so old we couldn't have any.
Pac-Man. If nobody has played that, Pac-Man World for PS1. It's 3D Pac-Man.
Oh my God, yeah,
And
you
it's
like
the
that?
same thing as
Oh,
it's the same thing as
God.
all the other ones.
you
Instead of
talking about?
collecting coins or apples or rings or whatever else all these other things
pellets.
collect, you collect the little dots and you run around. Then
Pellets.
you collect the little pellets and then you just do the same thing. You open these doors, you get the fruits, they'll open another door. You can bounce all over the place, jump around. It's the
That's a
same
good point. Pretty much
same
every
thing.
game is just an adaptation of Pac-Man
Yeah.
in some sense.
There was one genre of gaming in the 90s, and that was called adventure.
Exactly. Well, did you ever? There was a game for I believe it was called Adventure for the Atari, the original game, and it was you literally played a square, and you would go through this like this level and like pick up a key, and then you were just a square. That was it, and you just move around the map, running away from a dragon, which was 3 squares. Things back then
Watch
were
out.
way cooler. Sega Master
like-
System. Oh my God, he just brought up Sega Master System. I haven't heard that name in years.
Man.
Oh, we were just talking about
I haven't even
Dreamcast.
talked about- I don't even know if I've ever heard of
Sega Dreamcast.
No, not Dreamcast. Sega Master
Sega
System.
Master
What the heck
System?
is that?
Didn't that only come out in like Asia?
Sorry, I'm just like, I'm just
I think this
gonna
kid's
throw
just
it out there. I
making
don't
that
know
up.
what it is. Yeah, you just made up a thing, kid.
no.
Stop it.
No, I,
Something
'cause
that
I
we
lying.
My first console was the Sega Genesis.
Mine too. I played
Oh, yeah?
Vector Man.
Wait, Vector. Oh my God.
Vector Man was the most phenomenal thing.
Sega Genesis, Vector Man, Earthworm Jim was
Earthworm
the
Jim.
bomb. That was.
He might end up on on Smash too.
We talked about it a bunch.
On Smash?
Obviously,
There's a huge push for Earthworm
yeah.
Jim. Huge push.
Nintendo's doing this big campaign where people can submit their ideas for new Smash characters to be added into DLC. We talked about this extensively last week, and we had a bunch of good suggestions. Mine was Earthworm Jim, but I think there's a huge petition for Goku right now, which makes sense because
Yeah.
Bandai Namco are kind of
Buddy,
they're
buddy.
good associates with. It's very possible, but someone brought it up in the thread. What's the guy? Beautiful Joe. I don't know if you ever
That's
played
like
that game.
that's like the leader right now.
That is the leader because it makes the most sense logically. But if you ever played that game, it's just stellar, like a really good game. I got Alex the Kid, and my cousin got Sonic when I closed the lid. Oh yeah. Sega Master System. Yeah, I love the Genesis. That was like one of those weird ones that had like the CD attachment to it, and it was all those weird like.
What, the Genesis or the?
The Sega Master System. When I hear Sega Master System, I think Nintendo Power Glove. I
Yeah.
think like all those like ridiculous peripherals that never quite
Like it took an
landed.
entire closet of tools in order to run a game.
You needed an entire room and like 6 fans to have the cooling power of it.
It was like early computers. You had to drive to them. And
Very
stuff.
early computers. Yeah, we're going to take another super quick break, but we got lots more to talk about, including Archer, Battlefield, and a whole lot more stuff when we come back. So don't touch that stream button. We'll be right back. Talk in the chat.
Transmission of lice occurs from being in the wrong place at the wrong time.
Like catching a cold or a flu.
You have guaranteed peace of mind in every bottle of Got Lice because all of our products are completely natural.
And organic.
But strong enough to cover all your lice removal needs while being safe and effective. Our professional technicians are specially trained with our exclusive proven technique to successfully comb out head lice. We come right to your home at your convenience.
Whenever you want us.
We bring everything needed to perform a successful and complete comb out while eliminating your head lice. And we leave you with our exclusive complimentary products to use for the next 10 days following our treatment.
For free.
Our technicians also check all family members who have been exposed to lice. Please visit us on our website today at gotlice.co or feel free to call 24 hours a day, 7 days a week at 646-257-0121.
What's up, guys? We're Scared on Fair, and we're here with Interwebs. If they catch you at a show with one of these bracelets, you will win $100.
That's a lot of money.
So get a bracelet.
Do whatever it takes to get that. Hit them up online.
InRavio.com wants you. InRavio provides the best in TV, film, post-production, and so much more. And we're growing. Right now, we're looking for a team of pros that can join us. So what are you waiting for? We need show hosts, production crew, marketing gurus, sales experts, audio engineers, lighting, visual effects, and camera crews. We want you. Go to InRavio.com/join the team. For over 60 years, Hanson Carpet has put the customer first, providing only the finest quality products and service. And Hanson Carpet is so much more than just carpet. We also carry a wide selection of window blinds and shades, and our licensed and insured technicians can service any of your flooring or window covering needs. Browse our huge selection of laminate, carpet, linoleum, vinyl, and tile. Stop by our showroom today or visit HansonCarpet.com. No matter what your project, Hanson Carpet has got you covered.
Hey, we're back. Thank you so much for sticking with us through the commercial. I realize Twitch isn't used to that, so it's nice to see some patience from an online community for once. Because I'm scared of you people. I said before the show, I was like, these are some cruel individuals, and they will tell you that you suck if you suck.
Give us some heat on the forums. I want to see how deep we can get with this.
Anyway, we're back. Video games, tech, at least that's what we're trying to stick close to. And on that note, let's talk about a TV show. Yeah!
At least it's a tech video.
But it pertains, yeah. So,
they used a Mass Effect joke in the opening season. That's as tech as it gets.
They did. Oh, it's as bad as a Mass Effect. Silicon Valley has just premiered their premiere episode of season 2. If any of you haven't seen it, it's a show revolving around the tech startup kind of ventures over in Silicon Valley in California. Great show. If you want, like, someone put it very well. They were like, because Kumail Nanjiani, who plays one of the characters in Silicon Valley, was mixed up in a report with the guy that's Indian in Big Bang Theory. They credited him as the guy in both shows. And it brought up a good point, because it's like, if you want to see the stereotypical of what people think a nerd is like, you watch The Big Bang Theory. But if you want to know how the actual like mind works, or it's still exaggerated, but really realistic to a point where it's almost scary, Silicon Valley. Rock Animal over in the UK. You didn't get season 1 yet over in the UK. Wow, I am so sorry. Also, at the same time, I'm not, because you have a lot of awesomeness to watch. It's like my friend, I finished House of Cards and someone's like, I haven't watched it yet. And I'm like, I'm so jealous. I wish I could wipe my brain so I could enjoy it over again. Yeah, you're gonna have a blasty blast with that show. Silicon Valley is great, and season 2 came out of the gate strong. Yeah, really great strong. Episode. We can't talk about it too much because I don't want to give away some spoilers. But
I never even saw it, so I'm gonna watch it with
Silicon Valley.
UK.
Oh, it's great.
I'm just gonna wait till it comes out in the UK, and we're gonna stream together.
I'll catch it on the BBC.
Then we'll talk about it on here, and you'll be so jealous.
People in the UK just got Community on Netflix too, I believe, if I'm not mistaken. Which is
keep up.
You also got a lot to. Well, the US doesn't even have it on Netflix. Period.
What?
Community, the show. It's on Hulu only, which I get a lot of hate of because I like Hulu, and everyone's
He's the biggest Hulu proponent I've ever met
in
my
Hulu.
life. Not saying that's a bad thing, but
your argument of paying for ads is invalid to me, because you're like, oh well, Netflix doesn't have ads. You also get stuff that aired months ago on Netflix. I can go watch SNL now that it's good, and the day afterwards I can watch it on Hulu. And honestly, I get maybe an ad or two at most. You get more.
Well, that's because
ads
you're watching SNL, and no one watches SNL.
You get actually more ads depending on the timeliness of the release. Like, you'll get more ads if it was released. The longer you wait, the less commercials you get. And I love that. That's a fair system. It's not that expensive, and the lineup of shows is great. Plus, I don't want to pay for a Crunchyroll subscription, and Hulu has great anime, like a really good anime selection.
What's Crunchyroll, actually, like, now that you just
like anime Netflix?
Because I never saw
Crunchyroll is.
I just want sushi every single time.
Crunchyroll, it's like the epicenter for anime subs, dubs, otaku, anything of the Japanese culture. Really, you get a subscription if you want. They do a lot of simulcasts, which is basically if an anime debuts in Japan, it'll debut in the U.S. at the same time, or very close to the same time, and that's the beauty of simulcast. And then again, you're getting subs, which means you have to wait for them actually to dub over English, but some people prefer subs. I prefer subs because they tend to mess up the dub sometimes. There's certain animes I can't watch because they literally change the dialogue so much that it influences the story in a negative way. Yeah, Rock Animal gets Netflix and Community. Good for you. You get it without commercials. But we're getting season 6 now on Yahoo, which is great. Yeah. And they've been killing it on Yahoo. I was very scared. They only announced that they're going to be confirmed for 1 season, but I'm hoping they do more because they're nailing it. They're back. Season 5 was bad.
It seems like Yahoo's shown that they're not afraid to throw the bucks out for their like web series.
Yeah, let's talk about it, because Nolan's girlfriend, or his future girlfriend, what's her name? Vanessa Van Trub? Or
no, Milana Van Trub.
She's the chick from the AT&T commercials. She was the one with Mark Cuban, where it's like, oh, you should negotiate more. You're really good. She's
you like her?
Oh, he's got a.
Ooh. If she's watching
this thing, you know,
she's got a thing going on. But
you should also check her out on YouTube at Live Prude Girls.
Yeah, that's true.
Because that will make.
I'd rather, I like T-Mobile Girl. I'm sorry, she's my.
What'd you say?
I like T-Mobile Girl.
We got a problem.
T-Mobile Girls. The T-Mobile girl was hot. Remember the girl? She was in like the leather suit. She rode the bike, and I'm like, this has nothing to do with cell phone charges, but I like it.
Anyway. I know. She's just riding a motorcycle, pink motorcycle, just flying down and things.
Doing flips.
It was a pink mobile house screen. They're like T-Mobile. We're a girl in tin sky clothing with.
We're not actually as fast as this motorcycle. Yeah. But our person's pretty hot.
It's like a motorcycle. Vroom. We're the slowest service. No, I'm sorry. That's Boost Mobile. But we bring it up. The actress is making, I guess it's not her debut, but one of her big debuts on a new Yahoo show. What's it called again?
Other Space.
Other Space. Yahoo has released their next original Yahoo series simultaneously with Community. And I watched the first 2 episodes. He's almost done. It's great. And you know what it is? It's bold.
Yeah, they're not afraid.
Bold. Yeah. Because the first episode started off like funny, but it started off, oh, I see where this is going, and then they did that big, I don't want to ruin it, kind of like they mind screwed it to you in the end, and it was just really cool to see them. They're not going to pander to you, basically. Like, it took me a couple seconds to figure out what was happening. They're very much like Doctor Who in the sense where they're not going to spoon feed you the story. Like, it's a little bit of not a thinker, but
it only progresses.
Yes.
I mean, I know you haven't seen as many episodes, but it only progresses more and more. I'm like getting ready to watch the finale now. The beauty of web series is like sat down and watch the entire thing.
How great is that? That's the best trend to come out of television. It's so like House of Cards, I can binge on that. And
oh my god,
amazing.
Well, House of Cards is like shocking that they do that though.
Yeah, well, no, that's a great series. Hemlock Grove on Netflix is the same thing. That's a very lesser known one. I love that series. It's the only like vampire wolf series that I actually like. It's quality. I know. As soon as I said it, you're like, oh. But really, it's pretty damn good.
I watched Once Upon a Time. Just gonna throw that out there. Let's talk about these things.
Why doesn't that surprise me, Ryan? Why does that character trait seem so?
Kyle, Disney is just amazing.
Hey, I love Frozen.
It's not even it's not even all Disney. It's like all fairy tales. It's just like really cool, but it's like dark. Like people are just like dying all the time. Like this.
I love it.
All the stuff that is all like gooey in the Disney movies. Like, oh, this person fell in love. It's like Ariel pops out of the water and Prince like actually left, and she's like doesn't have anyone. And I'm
well,
like,
I mean, the original Little Mermaid, she like
turns to foam.
She like ends up like committing suicide and turning into foam or something. So all the stories are kind of dark. Like if you actually look back.
Well, the Grimm Brothers stories, which are what most of the Disney stories are based off of, are like
they're
horror stories. They're not fairy tales.
Rock Animal.
Games are fun.
Rock Animal said he's been binging on Netflix recently. Be careful, because some people are just like, how can people not do anything all day? It's really easy with Netflix, like really, really easy, because they add so much stuff so often. Like it really is good. Especially like they've been doing more video game stuff lately. I was very happy that they put on Forward Unto Dawn, the Halo series on there, which is great. I'm hoping their new one, Nightfall, comes out released on that, but that'll probably be on an online entity. And they got Red vs. Blue, which is the longest running web series of all time, and it's actually a Halo Machinima series, which is great. I love people at Rooster Teeth. So that's fantastic. And they put Ruby on too, which is an anime from Rooster Teeth also. Respects to Monty Oum, the animator who passed away recently, actually. It was a very sad event. He made a very good anime, and he worked himself too hard a little bit, apparently. That's great. If you like anime, Ruby is very good. Cell-shaded too, very interesting.
The animated Resident Evils? Like the movies.
Oh, I love them. Those are on Netflix as well.
They're on Netflix, right? Yeah. I mean, I watched them before they were on there.
Yeah.
I find them online.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
They're awesome.
Resident Evil
Because it's like the cutscenes. Because, you know, when you're playing, you look forward to the cutscenes sometimes.
Yeah,
especially games that are really fun. Some games you're like, shut up, stop doing cutscenes. I want to play. Some of them are like really cool. You just put the controller away so you don't accidentally click a button. And then you're just like, yes.
Dude, you just nailed it with that. It's a giant cutscene. It really
and then
is.
you just watch the whole thing and you're just like, oh, this was so cool. This was so much fun.
Off topic, do you remember when G4 was a channel, when they actually, the video game channel, which was my favorite, because Attack of the Show is, this is just a sad attempt to emulate Attack of the Show, because I love that.
We were going to hang some cell phones.
You were going to hang some cell phones and Attack of Save and Continue. But that's, what were we talking about?
Resident Evil and being a big
Degeneration is great. Like a really, it's one giant cutscene, which I love. Speaking of, G4 had a show called Cinematech, and all they played was just cutscenes from video games. And they would come along to one story, and I miss it every day. It was so cool. Like, that's exactly what Degeneration was. It was just cutscenes. So I would just watch it, like, I haven't played this game yet, and I would basically learn the whole story via that way. It was really, really cool. Love that. But we're going to take one more break, really quick, but when we come back, we got a couple more things to talk about, including Archer and a couple of other things. So stay with us. We'll be right back. Don't touch the stream. I promise. We'll be right back. Go on, Reddit for 5 minutes.
Hey, this is Chris Less Jake, and if InRavio.com spots you at an event wearing this bracelet, they will give you $100.
For over 60 years, Hanson Carpet has put the customer first, providing only the finest quality products and service. And Hanson Carpet is so much more than just carpet. We also carry a wide selection of window blinds and shades, and our licensed and insured technicians can service any of your flooring or window covering needs. Browse our huge selection of laminate, carpet, linoleum, vinyl, and tile. Stop by our showroom today or visit HansonCarpet.com. No matter what your project, Hanson Carpet has got you covered. The world of advertising has changed. Radio, TV, and newspaper revenues have declined drastically. Why? Because businesses have realized that advertising return on investment isn't what it used to be. So what can we do about it? Well, that's easy. Advertise online. Own a local restaurant, real estate agency, or even a national retail chain? Whatever your business, InRavio can get your message out there, and we can do it at a fraction of the cost. Call today and see the difference for yourself. This isn't TV. This isn't radio. This is InRavio.com.
Hey, I'm Raul Panther.
And I'm Commander B. Hawkins.
And I'm Russ. We're some of the proto men. If we see you without this bracelet, you're punching the But if you have this bracelet from InRavio.com, you can win $100.
Put one of these on, or else.
Hello, we're back. Final break over. Thank you for joining us. Save and continue. We got a couple minutes left before we have to get booted off the stage real quick. Before we go, what's coming out? Is there anything coming out that's really good?
There's a couple things that
What do we got coming out that's interesting that we haven't talked about yet?
For PS4, if you have a PS4, I mean, I'm sure if you have one, you know about the game The Division. It's a Tom Clancy game that's coming out at the end of the year, or supposedly at the end of the year.
Hopefully.
Because they keep pushing it back and back. But that game looks phenomenal.
It's interesting you brought that up. We were just having a conversation about that, saying, cause I was concerned because The Division looks great and everything. Well, first off, does it really need to be set in New York City? Have we not seen enough of New York City? Like, it's in every freaking movie. It's in every game. Like, what I loved about Pacific Rim was that it was in Hong Kong. Just mix it up a little bit. But anyway, what concerns me is that was kind of announced around the same time as Watch Dogs. Two totally different games, but look how Watch Dogs went down.
Watch Dogs, I played that.
You did play that?
I couldn't get through. I bought it right away.
Wow.
I was like, oh, this game looks phenomenal. I bought it, and I'm like, you can't. It's not what I thought it was gonna be. Like, it's like
you lied to me.
It's like, oh my God, you could change the street lights and make people crash, but it's like they do the same thing every time. You just go by and they're all just like green. It's like, okay, you do it.
It's funny because
you guys do it all.
That's the only game element I think I saw in any of like the trailers and stuff was he's hacking on his cell phone. Like that's about it. Yeah. But Rock Animal said Battlefront. Of course, Battlefront. I mean, like we talked about that for the commercial break. Thank God the Star Wars celebration is happening this week. So the next show when we come back next Thursday, which is at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, by the way, on this channel.
Little plug.
They're going to be releasing hopefully a bunch of new information about it. I know they dropped a big banner at the Star Wars celebration that looks amazing. It kind of is very remnant of the first teaser they released, where it was just the foot coming down in Hoth right in front of the soldier, and it was just, goosebumpy. Watch Dogs was too easy, he says. Was it easy for you? Or do you attribute that to repetitive?
I can see that. I mean, I can definitely see it's easy. Because
repetitive is easy, in my sense. It comes hand in hand.
I'm just thinking of one part, like I'm in a construction zone and there's like guys walking around and they're pacing the place. And you can shoot one in the head and like he'll just be dead and no one will notice. Like they'll just walk by and just be like, I don't know.
That's my
favorite.
He was
laying there the whole time.
That reminds me of GTA 5. Like you'll put a silencer on your pistol. You walk out into the middle of like the bumble, like in the middle of nowhere, and there's just some random guy totally away from civilization, and you can kill that character, and then boom, like 2 stars. It's just like, how in the hell
that's
would you ever like? It's impossible.
I can't tell you how much I really That's funny you say it because I hate that so much because I love making my own little games in the game.
Yeah.
And it's like, you know what I'm going to be now? I'm going to be a serial killer. I'm going to lure these guys into an alleyway and shoot them with a silenced pistol.
Video
and
games
no one will
don't
ever
make
know.
it dangerous.
No, not at all.
Not at all.
They provide an outlet.
They provide an outlet. Oh, this is what it would like to be a serial killer. Oh, I wouldn't like that. That's not my cup of tea. But that's funny.
Kill small animals.
I do
Don't
the
kill
same.
small animals. Go play GTA.
Yeah, right. I do the same thing every time. Like that's just with me. I think like, if I play an RPG with a character creator, I'm spending the first day of playing that game building that character. The nose width has to be perfect. The mouth needs to be accurate. Like it has to be perfect. If I screw up, I gotta do it all over again. Just the worst like character creation OCD you could possibly imagine.
No, I believe it. I love seeing people that don't go to the like. You'll see like a 600-pound guy will
They
make
don't
his
care.
guy buff.
I wish I didn't care. Like you see guys that intentionally mess up the
Yeah.
characters. Like what someone created. Bloodborne came out for PS4, which is apparently like the. Have you played that yet? Apparently it's the best PS4 game.
I haven't played Bloodborne. I never been really into those games with all dragons and all that stuff, but I kind of really want to play it. Isn't it? Yeah, there's like a. Oh, there's no like. Isn't there like a?
Oh, I didn't know
I thought I saw
nothing
something
about
with like some
dragons.
dragon or something.
I think the game.
Did I see that?
I think
Am
the
going
game's
crazy? I
about
don't
fighting dragons.
No, Bloodborne? You're like a vampire.
I thought it was like all sorts of
fighting
monsters,
someone.
like vampires.
I've been on Twitch for the last 3
dragon,
weeks. That's the only game anyone's streaming, so it's really sad that I don't know this actually. That's all I've been watching. But I've heard that game is like the best PS4 game you can
I've
play
heard it's
right now.
phenomenal. I really want to play it. There's that other game I was talking about with it's like a horror movie, and you like I'm watching it, and you get to like walk around and.
I wish you could find the name of this.
I think you're all in like a cabin. I'm trying to think of the name.
You keep talking about it. I'm gonna Google it.
But you're in like I think you're in like a cabin or something, and you're with friends, and it's like the stupid horror movies where you're like, why would you go in there? And you can choose not to go in there now. You can be like, you know what? I'm smarter than that.
You can listen to the black lady screaming at the movie theater.
It's like what Eddie Murphy said in his stand-up. You know, he's just like, people will walk into a house and they'll be like, get out. Like, too bad we can't stay, baby. And they just leave. It's like, no, people in those movies stay.
You're not talking about, no, that was 2004. You're not talking about the upcoming Silent Hill game, are you?
No,
which I'm very excited for.
It's called something completely different. And like, you'll hear footsteps outside. It'll be like, hide under the bed, stay and fight, go out the window, go do this.
Really?
But if you were to hide under the bed, that means that like maybe the guy will come in, not notice you, go out, and your friend will be outside, and he'll kill that person or something.
That's terrifying.
So like that person will die.
Yeah.
If you were to stay and fight, maybe that person would have lived. Like it has so many different
That's
outcomes.
like Heavy
There's
Rain.
thousands of outcomes.
I would love to play
And you
that
can play the game
online.
over, like you can finish the game, and then you can play it again, and it'll be a whole different outcome if you
Yeah,
do it.
that's very much like Heavy Rain for the PS3.
Yeah.
I feel like what you're talking about is basically like an updated version for the PS. It was very much like that. Like you had decisions, and it was all based on like this would
I like
result
those.
in
I
that.
like those.
I like consequence games. That's why I'm a big fan of the Mass Effect series because those are all about you could play the game over. Are you three going to get an Apple Watch? If I know everyone
I'm
says
gonna get the
don't.
second generation Apple Watch.
Oh, yeah.
There's
That's
an
what
Apple
everyone
Watch.
says. If I had the money,
Yeah, it's
yes.
supposed to launch.
Yeah, if I had the money, I'd get it. Honestly, and it really is it worth the money? No. I'm just one of those.
I don't know. I think I'm done with that.
I'm one of those guys that has to have the most updated thing like first, even if it is flawed. It just makes me feel better about myself.
I take hand-me-downs. You know that.
Show them your cell phone.
Oh man.
Yes. No. You think you're gonna bring this? Or not gonna bring it up? This
Here it is again.
Yeah. There you go.
Doing good, buddy. That's my cell phone. This is my hand-me-down.
We've offered to give him new cases. He refuses
Well,
because
it's a conversation starter. Tell me if you saw me like this, you wouldn't look at me twice and be like, hey, that guy has a Barbie phone.
no, I'd be like, dude, hold up a sec. We gotta beat that kid up real quick. I'm not gonna let him walk around with black eyes.
Yeah, so you can steal my phone for your own.
Yes, but
That's why you might beat me up.
Apple Watch. Yeah, if I had the money, basically right now it looks like a big, like an expensive Instagram machine for your wrist, basically. Honestly, the Motorola came out with their own, and you can like update the actual size, what it looks like. You can mod it. I saw some guy made the Pip-Boy screen from Fallout 3 in his phone, and it was like a circle. It was
Can you like text
gorgeous.
on it and stuff too and all that?
Yeah, it's a much more open.
that's gonna
and
be
they're
so much
actually,
more safe for
I don't know the.
Yeah.
I don't know the specific name of the watch. It's the Motorola Q or something like that, but they're actually releasing support for the iPhone soon. So anybody getting the Apple Watch, if you want an Apple product, sure, but honestly, that phone is coming out soon, and that's much more customizable and a much better price, and it honestly looks better. It's a nice, round, like classic look, but just a digital screen, and I like that combination.
Well, I can't actually hate on because the Apple Watch does look really nice, but that's what everybody liked about the Pebble. also? Was it just
Yeah.
looked? It looked sleek as hell. Like it looked like a nice
Well,
watch that you
our
would go and
producer
buy,
here,
just-
Bonnie, she has a smart. Well, Bonnie, you have a smart band, right? Or it's she's got it hooks up to her Galaxy, and her phone basically. I've seen it happen. It's like yes, there, thank you. It's this guy right here. And basically what happens is anytime, it's Bluetooth, so anytime, very much like the iPhone, anytime she gets a phone or a call, it'll come up with the name and she can kind of accept it by swiping, like from red to green, sort of. And that's what I really need, kind of, like for a smartwatch. That's basically what the Apple Watch is for. It's not its own entity,
Yeah.
it's a Bluetooth device.
You think why do we have the Apple phone coming out? It's because everyone's getting the phablets, the phone tablets.
Exactly.
And
for
you don't want to pull that
Plus.
out of your pocket or your purse all the time.
I also
so it's
think
just a
people
little-
just